Welcome back, everybody, to the Living the Dream podcast. I'm your host, Matthew.scoletti, motivational speaker and health coach. And today we're getting into 4 ways to crush it in 2021. We all know what happened in 2020. We're beyond that. It's in the rearview mirror, and it's time to continue the momentum for yourself and crush it in 2021. No excuses in 2021. This is your year, and I want to help you with 4 ideas to just dominate in 2021. I'm hoping, and I actually believe this will be the best year of your life. I believe it for myself. I believe it for you. And let's get right into 4 ways to make that a reality. Number 1, take complete control and ownership of your life. Your life belongs to one person, you. Period. End of story. There's plenty of books out about this. One of my favorites is called Extreme Ownership, written by a former Navy SEAL. And he just tells it like it is, which is the truth. You own your life. Take complete accountability. That's a big word. Accountability over your life. I will be as transparent as ever. I did not do this for a decade. What did I do? What's the opposite of accountability? I believe the opposite of accountability is blaming, and that's what I did. I blamed other people for my alcohol problems. I blamed friends. I blamed family. I blamed God. I probably blamed strangers at a bar one night. I blamed everybody but myself. I took no ownership over my life, and it led to unhappiness. It led to alcoholism. It led to being 50 pounds overweight. It led to a bad place. So please learn from my error of my past and take complete ownership and accountability over your life. Once we all look in the mirror and realize it's on me, why is that important? Because then you can make all the changes. Then you own your life. Then you can make the switch. You don't have to wait for your parents or your spouse or your boss or your coworker to make a change. It's on you. When it all comes down to one person, that gives you all the power. You have the power to change you. End of story. That's the number 1 way to crush it in 2021, 2022, 2023, 2038, and the rest of your life is to take complete ownership and control and accountability over your life. And I'm continuously working on this. I've come a long way, but I still have some ways to go. So every problem, if I put it on me, then I can make the change. Same goes for you. Number 2, this is one of my favorite ones ever, which is embrace your uniqueness. Embrace your uniqueness, or be yourself. Everyone else is already taken, right? Champions don't try to fit in with other people. No. They want to stick out. They want to be that outlier. They want to be the person on top of the podium. They want to be the person pushing harder than ever, the person sweating more than ever, the person that's getting up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning when everyone else is getting up at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. Champions want to embrace that uniqueness. Champions want to stick out, not fit in. Don't try to fit in all the time. You need to be you. And that's really the only way to true happiness, as I'm sure we all know. If you try to be like what someone else wants you to be like, that's a perfect recipe for disaster right there. I did it. I tried it. I've tried a lot of this stuff and it didn't work. I tried to be what other people wanted me to be, and it led me down this slippery slope that was not a fun place to be. The more you figure out what is the real you, and it takes a long time to figure it out. Some people learn early, and I love that, and I admire that. Some of it takes longer. Every day you can learn yourself more, and the more you do it, the more you embrace that uniqueness, that beautiful you, the happier you're going to be, and the more you're going to crush it in 2021 and years to come. So that's number 2, embrace your uniqueness. Number 3, move your body. You know me, I'm an exercise nut. I was not an exercise nut in 2002 to 2011, and my body, my attitude, my mind, my heart all suffered for it. Move your body, lift weights, do push-ups, do burpees, walk or run outside, get yourself out in nature, do yoga, play tennis, ride a bike, swim. You and me were not designed to lay on the couch for 7 hours a day and do nothing. We weren't designed for that. How do we know? Because there's so much science behind moving your body and how it affects everything. It affects your heart. It affects your attitude. It affects your mood. It affects your weight. So exercise works. And I think a big key to this is with moving your body, find what you like to do. I mentioned this in a previous podcast, I think it was a year ago or so, but find what you love to do, which way you love to exercise. If I like playing tennis and I hate basketball, which I don't, I love basketball, but I don't want to play basketball if I hate it. Same goes for you. If you love riding your bike, but you hate running, then ride your bike, then do that exercise that you enjoy doing. And I am such a believer because I led this life that it is impossible to be fully alive if you're not moving your body to some extent. And I understand that some people may have issues, disabilities, etc. You do you, whatever the best is for you, whatever best way to exercise that you can accomplish, do that. I understand we're all different ages, different abilities, and that's fine. It's you versus you. So you do the exercises that were best for YOU. That's it, period. Move your body is number 3. Third way to crush it in 2021. Last one is tell your story. And this goes hand in hand with being authentically you. Tell your story. I can't begin to tell you how many people I've been in mastermind groups with. I host these masterminds once a month or coach one-on-one, and they're nervous to tell their story, to put themselves out there, when in reality, most of the time, your story, my story, anybody's story could help at least one person. And if you think about it, if you put your story out there and it affects one person in a positive way, that's a big deal. You just positively impacted somebody else's life. You may have just potentially changed somebody else's life because you had the guts to put yourself out there and tell your story. There are so many amazing stories out there that are still inside of the people. Think about how many people are in the graveyard and they never shared their story. I think about that maybe way too often, but I want to share my story with whoever I can, from alcoholic to fitness champion, because I've been blessed that it's helped a lot of people. And it flips the pain of that 10 years of alcoholism into motivation and inspiration. And it gives me purpose, makes me feel fully alive. And I'm guessing the same goes for you. I'm not saying that's your story, but you embrace your authentic you and whatever your story is and share that story, whether it be on social media or to reach out to somebody and ask to give a presentation. I'm willing to bet that you have a story inside of you that can absolutely have a positive effect on somebody else in 2021 and beyond. So that's a 4th way to crush it in 2021. Tell your story, be authentically you, be yourself, and just feel the benefits that you're providing for other people and hopefully helping them elevate and level up their lives. There's the 4 ways to crush it. Let's do a little recap. Number 1 way to crush it in 2021, take complete ownership of your life, full accountability. Number 2, embrace your uniqueness, be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Number 3, move your body. Our bodies were not designed to lay around for 7 to 10 hours a day, other than when we're sleeping, of course. And the 4th one, final one, is tell your story. You never know who you may positively impact in this world. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. However you're consuming this, that's it for this episode of the Live of the Dream podcast. We will see you next week. I wish you well. I'm sending you love, and I hope you have the best week of your life.